Bonsoir les amis, this is Llyane Stanfield, and I'm not looking at you, so I will in a second. I just want to turn off my Wi-Fi from my computer. I don't want to lose connection from you. Hi, this is Llyane Stanfield, and you can find me at parisianfrench.com. Tonight I would like to tackle a little more the topics that I'm going to talk about during the Telesummit Love and Neuroscience. That's going to start on February the 20th, and I'm going to have taken an interview, and it's going to be probably about half an hour. And yesterday I was talking about some things that are related to the French language, and how the French language itself is romantic, and by speaking it you create a different persona, and that will be more romantic. But today I would like to talk about a little bit about the culture, French culture around romance and dating. And there's a huge difference between dating that we know in North America and even countries in Europe, and the so-called dating in France, which actually that doesn't exist. It is a huge difference, and that is coming from a completely different view of the relationship in general, relationship with everybody. So the biggest difference would be that by and large in North America you would see gatherings that are girls with the girls and boys with the boys, not very much girls with the boys, and it is very common parties, and not just parties, but just gathering, going to a coffee, or going in group somewhere, or just in two people. It's very common to meet with a woman with a man, and not necessarily to have to be something to lead somewhere. And flirting is an art form in France, not only for a dating situation. So flirting is exists, it happens all the time, everywhere. And if you really look, even in politics, I mean, wherever you even wouldn't even think that that exists, it does. And so that is because it's just expressing the pleasure of being connecting with another person. So where in North America and probably all the Anglophone countries, flirting leads somewhere. So flirting has an agenda. If I'm flirting with someone, that means that I would like to date them. In France, it's not like that. Flirting is just a way of being, a way to communicate. And some people are more flirtatious than others, but that doesn't mean that, and it's not considered that is going to go somewhere or lead to something. And I'm talking about this because that is also, knowing this, first of all, will help you manage yourself in groups, in social situations, but also because living longer in France will actually, this is going to rub off on you, right? So it's going to, eventually you're going to pick up, and you will behave that way. And that is again linked to that other persona that it is created when we speak French. I'm going to speak a lot in in the summit, in the Love and Neuroscience, let me just tell you what I'm going to talk about generally. So first I'm going to talk about dating in the US versus dating in France. There's no dating protocol in France. The art of flirting, the body language, how the French woman has the power and how the man has to work hard for it. Love and sex in France, and what I want to talk about today is dating is exclusive in France. So in the US we're dating with more people, and you gather information, and eventually you get to a point where you decide whether you go further with it or not. And a lot of people do date more people, which is not romantic at all if you think about it. In France, dating is exclusive, meaning and the kiss means exclusivity. So the discussion, the question, are we exclusive or not, doesn't exist. And so that makes it so much more romantic. And so this is also, if you think about it, the way they you know, the French try a relationship or another. It's based on the information that you get, because the interactions between the sexes are so much more than they are in the US. So that is how we find out about each other. We don't find out about each other like an interview type of conversation at a coffee or over drinks, but in a more organic way. And eventually you do know, if you want to try to, if you want to date, because I don't have any other words, with a person, or if not. So it's so much more organic. But again, it is because the society is such and the relationship between people are such that you find out about the person that you're interested in other ways, by interacting with them in society, in the group, in wherever you meet, rather than, oh, I'm available for dating, will you want to have a coffee with me, and then let's talk, and then eventually are we exclusive or not. So things are much more organic, much more romantic. And again, this is why the French language and the French customs, or the way that they interact with each other, will make you, if you immerse yourself in that, will definitely make you be more romantic. So if you want to find out more about the summit, the Love and Neuroscience Summit that I'm going to be part of, it's going to be about 30 minutes, I think, interview that they're going to take. And I'm going to talk about the language and the culture. And of course, if you want to know about the special that I have that ends on the 20th, please subscribe to my newsletter at ParisianFrench.com. Stay on your game and don't ever give up on your dream of becoming bilingual. Learn to speak Parisian French and break your language barrier. Merci beaucoup et à demain. Au revoir.